Yo, what's up, my friends? We're gonna watch this video. I'm on Discord with some homies. All of them are muted though, cause I don't know why. They just like being muted. Weird niggas. Regardless though, let's go on to this video. Ichigo's bankai problem. Flame of Rebirth. Let's see if this video's good, bad, or absolutely dog shit.
Ichigo Kurosaki is one of the most popular characters of all time, and we all love him. But his bankai is problematic, and in this video,
It's
I'm going to break down
problematic.
the fundamental problem behind Ichigo Kurosaki's bankai. Now,
Dang.
in order to make sure I have all my boxes ticked, I will preface this video by saying that if you're a regular on this channel, if you know anything about me and my relationship with Bleach, you know that I love Bleach and I love Kubo. So even though I am about to essentially criticize Tite Kubo's work,
Dang. Look at the Bleach collection, bro.
this is not coming from a place of
he's
disdain
fan.
or disrespect. This is coming from a place of love and care. But I think it's only right for people like us to ask questions that are relevant
Hellverse is so cold, dude. Hellverse is so good.
Yeah, it's sick, it's sick.
to the
This
story
hurts
of
me more
Bleach,
than
and
it
that
hurts
is what
you.
I'm going to do today.
But-
So I love Kabology just as much as the next guy, but Kubo, I'm
Kabology.
going to have to kind of put you on blast right now. Let's get into it.
Really
Okay,
now.
let's take a trip to the Soul Society arc of Bleach, where Ichigo Kurosaki is training with the beautiful, the illustrious royalty, almost, Yoruichi
She is royalty.
Shihoen in all her goodness, alright?
Disappointed. Didn't show the Flash Goddess fucking ass shot. Very disappointed, dude.
He's training with her, and she pulls out a specific tool called the Tenshintai.
Man
And the
doesn't want to be
Tenshintai
immortalized.
is a device created by Kisuke Urahara that will forcibly externalize the soul and essence of his Zanpakuto to
Yes,
be able to
sir.
manifest into the physical world, or in Soul Society sense, the Soul Society physical world. In that chapter, Yoruichi explains that the essence of a Shikai is to communicate and synchronize with your Zanpakuto, triggered by learning the name of your Zanpakuto. She goes one step further to explain that Bankai is focused on externalizing and forcing your Zanpakuto into submission. And that's the duality of the two soul releases in Bleach. Shikai focuses on communication and synchronization by learning the name and speaking to it. Bankai focuses on externalizing it and forcing it into submission. This is important because it's going to form the foundation of our perspective and understanding of the Bankai. That's all well and good, alright? That's all well and good.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
So Ichigo stabs Zangetsu into the doll, and his Zanpakuto comes forth. Here's a question. Who shows up? It's not White Ichigo, it's Old Man Zangetsu. By this point in time, we believed that Old Man Zangetsu was the representation of Ichigo's power. But again, let's put that to the side, let's keep building this.
Old man Zangetsu is Zangetsu. Neutral
Yeah,
face.
He is just a part.
Quite literally, old man Zangetsu and White are the same person.
the same
They're literally fused. Like, it's like being like Ichigo and Zangetsu are two different people now. They're one soul. Like,
But Noon,
that's still his Zanpakuto.
But Noon, he's a Quincy. He can't possibly be a Zanpakuto. What is he saying?
Crazy. That's exactly why this nigga has two swords, Quincy and Soul Reaper. Hell yeah.
So you get to the point that I'm trying to make.
Are
The
you saying
subsequent
Quincy's
chapters
can
show
become
Old Man
Soul
Zangetsu and Ichigo Kurosaki fighting, with Zangetsu spawning many different physical swords that were each representative of Ichigo's psychological defect. In other words, there was one sword that looked like the old Zangetsu. Ichigo goes to grab it, it shatters, and Zangetsu says, "That was
Trash.
the aspect of your psychology that relied on me. You have to find the real Zangetsu in order to force me into submission." This is all well and good, but there is a fundamental problem here. We cut away from
Really
Ichigo
now.
training and head over to Sogoku Hill, where Rukia Kuchiki is about to be executed. The next time we see Ichigo is him storming onto Sogoku Hill to rescue Rukia. By
Yes, sir.
then, he had learned
Go.
Getsuga Tensho and Bankai off screen. Here is a very straightforward question. How did Ichigo learn Bankai?
He found Zangetsu and then he beat his ass.
Hello?
How
Yeah,
Yeah.
hi.
Yeah, like I'm saying sarcastically, hello?
did he learn Bankai? Because it's ironic and it's weird to think about, but in actuality, in the story of Bleach,
The fuck was that? Hold up. Who was that? Who was that? Which one of y'all fuckers did that? I'm looking at all y'all crazy right now. Y'all lucky I don't have that thing on Discord that lets you see fucking people's icons. I don't know how to fucking activate that shit. But if I could, I would.
We
Just
have
know
not
that.
seen what it
But
means to train to attain a bankai.
We literally did. We saw Ichigo started. We didn't see him end it. But it's literally that he beats him up. What?
It's always happened off screen. And with Ichigo in this situation, it creates a very, very big problem. 3 problems.
Really now?
Here's the first. We never saw it happen. I have
Who cares?
looked over and I have checked and I've tried my best in, doing my due diligence to find out if I missed anything. And unless I missed a glaring, really sneaky detail, Kubo does not actually show us how Ichigo attained Bankai.
He trains.
See, if you go back to what happened within the chapter, Zangetsu says, well, Old Man Zangetsu in this case, he says, one of these swords here is the real Zangetsu. That's the only thing that can defeat me. Find it, and you can force me to submission. We don't know if Ichigo found it. We don't know what sword
Bro.
that was. We don't know if Kubo went the route of, oh, the blade is me, where it's not a physical sword, but it's something psychological, something.
Bruh. Hold up.
Mhm.
Hold up. Let's go back to this nigga's video. Because this shows he doesn't read. Let's go. Only one of them is the real me. So one of these swords is the real Zangetsu. I can only be defeated by that sword. Only one of them. So one of these swords is the sword that defeats Zangetsu. If you want me to submit, find it before I kill you. Want to know why he needs to find it? Because this is what happens when it's not. It breaks immediately. Very basic.
That's the only thing. It is me, where it's not a physical sword, but it's something psychological, something emotional. Maybe the real sword is inside.
Also, we literally see in the Zanpakuto Rebellion when niggas are like, the blade is me. It's literally just their Zanpakuto. It's fucking physical. Like, I don't know.
It could be anything. We don't
But
know
that's filler,
because
dude.
Kubo didn't show
Crazy that in Can't Fear Your Own World it's referenced. Very pog.
us. So it
Crazy, like, it's also really funny because the Zanpakuto Rebellion is what causes Shuhei to know that he doesn't like Kazushini. That's why he doesn't like Kazushini. That's when he realizes it. Because before he didn't know. But that gives him a reason.
begs the question: how did Ichigo learn Bankai? Problem number 2: we don't know what it.
You should have retook that, bro. And this is not a dig at you. If you do watch this video, somebody sends it to you or some shit. But so I literally have a video recorded right now about the power of bleach, right? And I did it in one take before I was sick. You'll see that in the Seth video. I was still under the weather in that video. And I'm literally like, well, fuck, I have to re-record it. Just re-record that, bro. Come on, it's not that hard.
It means for someone to submit a Zanpakuto. Forget Ichigo, just for Bleach in general. There's only one other character, or really, there's only one character in all of Bleach, unless I'm forgetting something. There's only one character who has gone from no Bankai to active Bankai on screen for the first time.
Nobody has.
His name is Kenpachi Zaraki against
Nigga.
Gerard Valkyrie in the Thousand Year Blood War arc. He was in Shikai, his face was planted down on the ground, he was basically out. Yachiru comes in there, grabs his finger and says, Kenny, if you'd only use me properly, no one could ever beat you. And he's like, what is this? What is this? He's looking at his arm, he can see the aura emanating from it. Yachiru says, this is what everyone has been calling Bankai. Boom, he goes Bankai. Now, as far as we know, that is not how attaining Bankai works.
Want to know what this scene means? Already submitted. Kenpachi already made Yachiru submit. Because of the weird nature of Yachiru actually being his Zanpakuto spirit, Kenpachi already has made her submit. So he knows her name, so he can use Shikai, but he didn't use Bankai. And she literally says, if you just use me in the right way. This already shows that he knows it. He's not using it in the right way. And then, boom, touches and helps. It's like White just taking over Ichigo's body and then, like, showing him how to use Bankai. Like, Come on.
can see the aura emanating from it, Yachiru says, "This is what everyone has been calling
Or like Zangetsu helping Ichigo in combat. Like,
bankai." Boom, he goes bankai. Right there was no attaining. You know, sure he got it, but is that how we attain bankai? Is that what happens to everyone else? We don't know. All right, and that's like the big issue here. Well, the second of the three big issues. That's the second of the issues here. What does it mean for an individual to go into bankai training where, if you didn't know, in order to attain a bankai, the first thing you need is to get an asauchi, just the standard blade. After spending time with the blade and infusing it with your Ryotsu, you are able to learn a name. That's your Shikai. After spending time with this Zanpakuto, communicating, synergizing, synchronizing, you will be able to externally materialize the essence of the Zanpakuto, which Renji was able to do in the Soul Society arc with Zabimaru, where, you know, he's the monkey, he has a tail with a snake at the end. Renji's able to materialize the essence of his Zanpakuto. Then you force that essence into submission to enter and attain what we call Bankai. That's what it is in theory, but we've never actually seen it. Because Zaraki certainly didn't do that, unless you want to take Zaraki as an exception, which personally I would. But the fact
we literally, by what she says, and from literally the time gap, we know, no, that's not the case. No, it's not that he just attained it right then.
is, we don't know what that looks like because Kubo never showed us. Again, I love you, Kubo, but I'm going to have to put you on blast here for just a second. I still love you. I still love you, but I have to do this. Here's the third and biggest problem here. Where was White Ichigo? Where was White Ichigo? We have been led to believe, in I believe it was chapter 542 of Bleach, The Blade is Meat 2, I believe, when Ichigo gets his dual wield Zanpakuto, the true Zangetsu. Or I think rather it was 541 when Zangetsu was speaking to Ichigo, where he says, "I am not the real Zangetsu. Your real Zangetsu, the essence, the true essence of your Soul Reaper power, fused with your Hollow powers, and it's your Hollow. White Ichigo is the true Zangetsu." So when White Ichigo
Not accurate statement. They are both Zangetsu, and they're literally fused together.
said back in during the Aranka arc, where Zangetsu, White Ichigo says, "I am Zangetsu," he wasn't lying. He is Ichigo's true Soul Reaper powers. So here's a question. If White Ichigo is the true representation,
He's not his Soul Reaper powers as well. By the way, for anybody watching, White isn't Soul Reaper. He's not a Soul Reaper. White is a Hollow. Same way that Old Man Zangetsu is a Quincy. Neither of them are the sources of his Soul Reaper powers per se, but they are fused with him, and they are literally one and the same. So it doesn't matter. Like, that's like I don't get the confusion here.
of Ichigo's power, and if Old Man Zangetsu goes through the process in that chapter of saying, "Now think back, Ichigo, when your life was in danger or when you needed to learn a new skill with your Zanpakuto, I always utilized your Hollow in some way, shape, or form to prove that yes, White Ichigo indeed was Ichigo's true Zanpakuto." But there's one
That's also not what this means, because also Zangetsu didn't want to teach Ichigo anything. He didn't want to put him into the jaws of combat.
that yes, White Ichigo indeed was Ichigo's true Zanpakuto. But there's one moment where White Ichigo is not present, and that's when Ichigo is learning Bankai. Where was White Ichigo? And if White Ichigo was not present, how in the world did Ichigo learn Bankai? I love you.
This is a literal okay. So this is what this video springs from. People not being able to understand what Zangetsu and White's relationships are. Let's go to this. I'll just bring up the chapters and whatnot. Let's get Yuha taking away Ichigo's powers. 680. All right. I guess it's a little up. All right, right here. The Quincy power inside me, the hollow power that was mixed with it, it's disappearing, disappearing into White. Now let's go to should be what 541. Let's see. Okay, let's go down. What are you really? Are you really not Zangetsu? I am the source of the Quincy power inside you. I am Yuha and I'm not Yuha. I don't understand. Are you an enemy? Are you my friend? Which is it? I'm not your enemy or your friend, but there are no lies in my words or my heart, except for the name I told you. I know you've seen it. When I taught you how to handle a Zanpakuto, I always had the help of Hollow Power. When you couldn't handle your Zanpakuto's power, when you were truly on the verge of losing your life was saved not by me, but by a Hollow. So this right here, right? This already is showing Zangetsu's unwillingness to help Ichigo. I did not want you to be a Soul Reaper, which he then just actually voices. That is why I suppressed your power that was still not yet mature and personally became the center of your power. So Zangetsu doesn't want this nigga to fight, and he will directly suppress him, even if that means this nigga is now on the verge of losing his life. He's not gonna unsuppress Ichigo, even if that means Ichigo's about to die. Alright, why? What is there to question about wanting to keep you far away from danger, from conflict? Yes, as we did already know, Tensa Zangetsu literally says it. What I want to protect and what you want to protect aren't the same. And then he says, eventually I would have to kill you myself. Literally. I could not let you be a Soul Reaper. If you became one, I would have to killed you. That's what I thought. And then he chose the path. Boom. Zangetsu feeling joy and then being like, boom, this is my sword. Ichigo, what you've been using is merely a fragment of your power I cannot contain. You can now fight with your own power. Take it. This is your Zanpakuto. This is Zangetsu. And then White Flash. Ooh. Yeah, there were no lies. Not in his words, not in yours either. You used the Quincy shadow to help me. You used Quincy blood to stop mine. You lent me the power of a Quincy to help me get stronger. Zangetsu. I don't care who you are. You probably say that I'm wrong, but you and that guy both are Zangetsu. And then, literally, we have two swords, Zangetsu, and they are fused. They quite literally are both Zangetsus.
Kubo, but I gotta put you on blast here. This is a huge screw up. Again,
No, it's not.
unless if I'm missing something, 100%, I'm missing something. But there is
Same
a
nigga.
problem. There's a big problem here.
No, there's not.
Ichigo attained bankai without using or without submitting his real Zanpakuto. So what do we call the bankai that he got? What do we call that? What is that then? You know? Not only that, it's not even that simple. Not only that, if you actually go maybe a little step further, Ichigo got the name Getsuga Tensho from Old Man Zangetsu. All right, Zangetsu, presumably Old Man Zangetsu, is the one to teach Ichigo.
Yeah, directly showing that they're the same. But do notice this. So I don't know. Maybe you just didn't notice this when you were making this video. White uses Tensa Zangetsu. Ichigo uses Tensa Zangetsu. They're the same. Am I missing something, bro? Like, is this not just very obvious shit? Tensa Zangetsu. White is using Tensa Zangetsu. They are the same person. Literally fused together? Question mark? I'm
I
literally
don't
just
know.
like,
They look separate to me though.
yeah, bro. White and black, dude. They're separate
Yeah.
swords. Yo, pog.
Even that simple. Not only that, if you actually go maybe a little step further, Ichigo got the name Getsuga Tensho. Old Man Zangetsu is the one to teach Ichigo.
And funnily enough, Getsuga Tensho acts more like a Quincy technique.
Getsuga Tensho. The black Getsuga Tensho, White is the one who does that first. That's technically his move. But as far as the Getsuga Tensho itself, White was not present when Ichigo learned what it was and what its name was. Old Man Zangetsu is the one who did that. What's the problem there then? Is why is a Quincy representation of Ichigo teaching Ichigo his Soul Reaper powers? Why is that happening? Doesn't really make any sense.
Yes, it does.
especially when Zangetsu goes through the process of saying, all men Zangetsu goes through the process of saying that I never taught you anything without using your hollow. Think back. Well, you taught me bankai without using my hollow. So what am I doing now? And the problem this creates is that Ichigo does not relearn bankai ever again. Even after he has his powers taken away by Ginjo and then returned to him by Rukia, he doesn't relearn bankai. He doesn't reattain bankai. He just goes into bankai again, almost as if to say, once learned, forever learned. Which means, even in the final arc, when he gets his new Zanpakuto, he still didn't relearn bankai. He didn't redo the process as far as we know. So the bankai we see Ichigo using from the Soul Society arc all the way through the Yonko arc to the Full Ring arc and the final arc and his final bankai are all derived from a bankai he learned without the real Ichigo, without the real Zanpakuto Zangetsu. That is
Okay, so what my question is, right, is so it seems pretty obvious, right, that Kubo has this setup, right? But like, what I question, like, how do I put this, right? So, do you think that Kubo just fucking forgot? Like when he originally just did this, do you think he forgot about it when he was going through Bankai? Question mark. Because it's not like White didn't exist. Like, um, it's not like White literally was in the fight before, like in the Soul Society arc. Like, uh, too far. Let's go. Bruh. I just love how every one of these Bleach videos, I just go to the actual fucking manga and I'm like, bro, look, read. Oh shit, bro. The Uryu scans, bro. The thing people used to link Uryu to being 1,000-year blood war arcs here. Very powerful. 102, the boy Sato. My boy Chad, bro. The best boy Chad. All right, I think it should be in this chapter. All right, let's stand up, Ichigo. This man threw that man that sword. Also, it's in Asuchi, a nameless Zanpakuto for Soul Reapers who aren't worthy of the 13 courtyard companies. Zangetsu you speak of, is this it? The one your enemy broke earlier? I can't give it to you. And then he throws it. White pulls up, just takes it. And it's just like, yes. Does the backflip. Our boy White. Yes, sir. I want to see if you're worthy of possessing me. If you want me back, you have to take me from yourself. This time, your enemy is you. Now, do notice, look at White's sword. That's Ichigo Zangetsu. White's is inverted. And then he says, I want to see if you're worthy of possessing me. And then, look, what do you mean, partner? What the heck are you? And he says, what do you mean, partner? Like, literally. How do you not notice that they're just the same person? They're literally fused together.
arc and his final bankai are all
And
derived
also to
from
point something out,
Hmm?
he said on the video that is a suppressed Ichigo, or he suppressed his Shinigami powers. What makes you think that his Bankai isn't suppressed? I mean, you literally just gave up the answer to your question in the same video. It's a suppressed Bankai.
Literally. Which is why, what happens when the only change is that it's reforged and now, it goes into a bigger sword right here. When he goes Bankai. But do notice it's called the same thing. It's called the same thing. And also do notice, if y'all don't remember, Look at our boy Zangetsu when he is training with Ichigo. Should be around right here when we get the flashback. Oh wait, no, this is gonna be White Tenses Zangetsu. Do pardon me, we went a little too far ahead. We were a little too excited. Let's go down right here. Our boy Teen Zangetsu, bro. Our boy Yuha type shit. Oh shit. Zangetsu, I told you exactly what I meant. Look at this world. But hold up, does he call himself Tenzo Zangetsu here? All right, Zangetsu. Are you Zangetsu? No. What's the name of your bankai? I'm Tensa Zangetsu. Look at this nigga. Another nigga. Look at this nigga. He's another nigga. Look at this man. Hold up. He's old here. Cause they're in Chikai. Bankai. How is it not obvious that he's his part of his Zanpakuto? Why do you think that he looks different and he's called different? His name is Tensa Zangetsu here, and his name is Zangetsu here. Or at least he calls himself Yuha because he's the source. And he calls himself White, but Ichigo doesn't call him White. White also doesn't say call himself anything besides Zangetsu. So it's just like, dude, how's it not obvious? Then it's like he draws out this man, and boom, when he pulls up, he's in Bankai, and then he has a mask. Coolio and all
From a
whatnot.
bankai he learned without the real Ichigo, without the real Zanpakuto Zangetsu. That is a huge problem, Kubo. What is the deal with Ichigo's bankai? I would love to say that it doesn't get worse, but it kind of does. It actually gets like a lot worse. Yeah.
Really
'Cause
now?
I kept researching,
Really now?
and as I kept looking for stuff, I kept finding new things. All right. So here's the thing: if you go back to the battle where Ichigo battles Yuha Bak, there's one thing about Ichigo Zangetsu, his old Zangetsu, and not his full ring Zangetsu, but his old Zangetsu and his final Zangetsu in the final arc, where the
Ew.
sword itself, and we're talking about Shikai right now, his Shikai swords don't have like a standard katana guard. Like for example, I got a sword right here. This is Zoro's sword. I've tried to find a Zanpakuto. They're very hard to find. But anyway, you see when Ichigo goes to Bankai, he actually has like a what you would consider a standard sword guard. I don't know the technical name, so I'm just gonna say guard. In Shikai, it's almost like the metal of the blade extends, and they take the white cloth and they wrap that around, and that's what Ichigo uses. If you actually go to chapter 542 of Bleach, when Ichigo first gets the Zanpakuto, he's holding it. There aren't any cloths. It's just the metal, and he's just holding on to the metal, straight down to the bone. I'm pointing this out to say that when Ichigo has his old Shikai, whether before Fullbring or in the final arc when he gets his true Shikai, his Shikai blades don't have a guard. It's just a metal, and usually they wrap it around with white cloth, or sometimes they don't, depending on what he's doing. All right. When he goes into Bankai, it gets a guard of its own, and then the chain sticks out at the end, as you know. So just put that in mind. His Shikai is just a metal, but then when he goes to Bankai, he gets a guard. All right. Now, if you go to the chapters in question in the final arc against Yuha Bak, when he's fighting and he's fighting Yuha using his dual wields, it holds up. The dual wields are just a metal, and he had the cloth. Good. He decides to go into Bankai. He takes the white blade, the black blade, puts them together, goes Bankai. His new Bankai blade goes from just the metallic part with no real guard to a Bankai hilt or a Bankai guard with the standard. I don't know how I should describe them, but it has the markings on it like you would consider on a normal sword. That's Ichigo's Bankai, which is consistent with what has been happening so far in Bleach. Here's the problem: after Ichigo's Bankai gets broken and Tsukishima repairs it, and he heads back down to Soul Society as Yuha Bak is fighting Aizen. Aizen does the whole Kyokusui thing trick on Yuha, and Ichigo is able to stab him from behind. When he stabs him from behind, he launches the Getsuki Tensho, and they think they've beaten Yuha. Then Yuha actually comes back And
Uh-huh.
as they're clashing, Ichigo loses his sword. Like the darkness of Yuha like hurls it away. And he loses it and it falls somewhere. From that panel, and I checked it, from that panel onward, Ichigo's Bankai no longer has this. It now has the metallic sheath of his Shikai, all the way to when the white part breaks and then he reveals the old Dangetsu. Like sheath no longer has.
Hold up. I think it's literally in these scans. Hold up. So okay, I'll probably be better if I just go to the actual chapters itself. But it seems that he's not seeing the material that's coming off of it. It literally broke it off. Hold up. You see this right here? This is it coming off. These right here are not parts of this. You see? These parts right here, these black parts, these are not the same. You can literally see it on my, I can't zoom it anymore, but okay, for where my mouse is right here, you can literally see these are parts of it being broken off. And then in the next panel, you literally see part of it right here, dude. All of it or most of it has fallen off. Some of them are still falling off. This is a piece of cloth. This is not this. All right. This is not a white part. This is a piece of cloth or metallic cloth or whatever you would like to describe it as. And then this man comes back. Coolio, he pulls back up, and it's not there anymore. Want to know why? Because it came off. U-Haul broke the shit.
Hurls it away. And he loses it and it falls somewhere. From the long of his Shikai Yuha down, Ichigo's Bankai hilt, or his guard, changes mid battle for no apparent reason. Which I tend to, like, I don't know about you, I want an explanation. What happened?
What happened right here? What happened right here? Oh, this broke. What happened right here? Oh, it broke. Literally in the same scene as when these parts broke. I don't know why Bleach fans act like this is rocket science, bro. We literally see it right there.
Happened there? Is that a mistake? Or is that deliberate? Does Kubo have a motive behind doing that? Or is that just Kubo wanted changed his mind on what he wanted Ichigo's final attack to be, and he wanted it to be the Shikai thing, but then the hilt looked like his Bankai, so he decided to just, like no one will notice, or I don't care, let me just change it for whatever reason. That's a legitimate question, I feel. What happened to Ichigo's Bankai at the end of the battle? Why did it change? So Kubo, yeah, I love Kubo. You guys know I do. I profess.
Is the end of this video him saying anything else? Cause I think it's I don't. Oh, are there scans? Oh no, it doesn't look like he's dropping any more scan. Like I think the premise is like he's already said what he like wanted to say. Like does he actually
Yeah,
say anything else?
I think it's over.
All right, because I'm like, yeah, it's him not knowing what Zangetsu is, and then not getting that his sword broke. Like, I don't know another way to put it. His sword broke. But yeah,
I guess it's
uh,
not easily visible when it's black and white. Maybe the anime will fix that with some colors.
like, hold up, because I'm pretty sure in the fucking scans that he shows for uh the colors or whatever, yeah, it's literally black. Like for this colors he's showing,
Can we
these
zoom
are
in?
white and the cloth is black right here. It's pretty visibly different. Like white,
Yeah.
black, black part, black part, black part, white.
Hmm.
Then, let's go here. White, black. White, this is black. That could be a Sharda. But this right here, this is black. And you don't see that stringy thing here. So it's obviously what was there before. What was there? Come on, bro. Come
Personally,
on, bro.
personally,
Come on, bro.
I would say it's Yuha's beard that he cut earlier. So I don't know what you want about.
Hey, I'm just like, dude, if you look at it, right? And if you're thinking about this critically, right? What is the only thing that is black on his sword? The blade right here and this shit right here, the black and red. As well as the chain, obviously, but it's not the chain. So the white shit breaks, the shit cracks, and then we see black shit. What do you think that is? What what do you think that is,
You
sir?
has beard. It's you has beard, man. It's you has beard.
I don't get this video. Like the first problem is that like, oh, we don't see how people get it. Zonfokto rebellion, literally make them cut down. They do it again once they have grievances, all yada 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 shit. I'm like, hey man,
Yeah, it
you
was.
a Bleach fan, but you just didn't read this time, buddy. This time you just didn't read. Sadly. But yeah, man, nice production quality, you know. You remind me of King of Lightning, but better, like better camera,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
Um, but yeah, this one is just you don't know what Zangetsu is, which I'm not gonna fault you that much for because for some reason a lot of people don't know that Ichigo's like hollow and Shinigami powers aren't fused in the sense that it's like, oh, it's different than like his Quincy, like they're all of them are fused together. It's like you have a soup, you add different things to it. All of it's part of the soup. All right, all of it's part of the soup. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know how niggas mess this, but okay. I hope y'all have a nice day. Video over.